We are going to pick up with Coroner, Board of Education District 3, Board of Education District 6, and of course we're going to start with the coroners. We have incumbent Joseph Page. There you go, sir. I was trying to match the name card with the face. Opponents Ted Bailey and Richard Jenkins. Gentlemen, you are going to be given 2 minutes for your introductions. Then we will move into questions, 1 minute responses, and then closing remarks, 1 minute for those as well. So with that said, we are going to start with our incumbent, Mr. Joseph Page. Sir, you have 2 minutes for opening remarks.
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Joe Page. I'm a longtime resident of Walton County. I have served in public safety in Walton County since 1985. In 1992, Miss Joyce Rowe asked me to come work for her. She was the current coroner at that time. I began driving for Miss Rowe. I served as a transport with Walton County Coroner's Office for 5 years. In 1997, I became a deputy coroner in Walton County. I spent a year as deputy coroner in Walton County. The coroner at that time had to resign for medical reasons. I then finished out her 3-year term. One of my deputies that I hired during that 3-year term asked me to become coroner. He wanted to become a coroner of Walton County. I allowed him to run, which he served for two terms, 8 years. At the end of that term, whenever he decided not to run back for office, another deputy of mine, the late Ted Baker, he asked to run for coroner, which I said fine, and I would serve under him. He stayed in office for 1 year, and then he passed. At that time, Walton County once again called upon me. They asked me if I would finish out his term. I stood up and I said yes, I would. At this time, I'd just like to ask for everyone to vote for me. I've been here for a long time, and I'd like to stay. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Mr. Ted Bailey, 2 minutes opening remarks.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ted Bailey. I'm 54 years old. I was born in Atlanta, raised in DeKalb County. Spent most of my adult life in Gwinnett County. I moved to Walton County about 6 years ago. My wife and I have been married for over 30 years. We have 2 children, a daughter who's 27, a son who's 25. He's a Gwinnett County police officer. He's married about 2.5 months ago, and he and his wife live in Walton County. My parents moved to Walton County about 12 years ago. My background is law enforcement. I've been in law enforcement for 34 years, and my full-time job is Chief Forensic Investigator for the Gwinnett County Medical Examiner's Office, which is 15 years today. Board certified medical legal death investigator. That's what I do full-time, is death investigation. And I feel like that with my experience, I can bring that to the citizens of Walton County and be the best coroner, make the coroner's office the best coroner's office in the state of Georgia. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Mr. Richard Jenkins, 2 minutes.
My name is Richard Jenkins. I'm a native of Walton County. Like I say, I'm married. I have 4 children, 2 grandchildren. I've graduated as an honor graduate from Upton Jones College of Mortuary Science, which I have served, which I learned all aspects of death. Presently, I had been appointed by the late Ted Baker to serve as your deputy coroner. I served up until January. At that time, I resigned to run for this position. I'm currently employed by Tim Stewart Funeral Homes. I'm a Georgia licensed funeral director and embalmer, and that way I work with a lot of different people. This position is coroner. I think it feels there's a lot of positions and a lot of things that we have to do. I feel that I have the capabilities, the education that would need to be to serve this community in the way that it should be served. Thank you for your support.
Sir, thank you. Gentlemen, we're going to move to your questions. Each of you, again, is going to have 1 minute for response. We're going to start with Mr. Bailey. Sir, what specific qualifications, skills, and experience do you possess that would make you a good coroner?
So with my 34 years of law enforcement experience, 15 years full-time death investigation, board certified death investigator. I'm a member of 4 professional organizations. And I just believe that the experience, knowledge, professionalism, and compassion that I have would best suit the citizens of Walton County. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Mr. Jenkins, same question, 1 minute.
I feel that serving as your deputy coroner of Walton County would give me the knowledge to know what would make a good coroner, to see what goes on, what takes place. I feel sure that the training that I have through the mortuary industry, being a servant to the people through that, would also give me an option of being able to serve you in your time of need. And I feel that that all of those rounded together would make me the best candidate for your coroner.
Mr. Jenkins, thank you. Mr. Page.
My qualifications for coroner for the last 20 years that I've served in this department. I'm certified in a number of death investigations, law enforcement facilities. I work with all of the law enforcement in Walton County, all the funeral homes. Worst part about this job, we never get to meet these families in the best of time. We're all compassionate, and we all try to do everything that we can do to help them. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. We're going to move to your next question, and I'm going to start with Mr. Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, what do you feel is the role of coroner, and how does the office operate?
The role of coroner is actually to take care of the deceased. That is a great job. A lot of people that I know over the time that we've been through the campaign and seeing, people don't know what we do, but we're here. We're available for you as far as taking care of that of the deceased. But we also have a role to take care of the families that is left behind. And I feel that we need to not only take care of them at their time of need, but there is a time afterwards that they need to know what's going on.
Mr. Jenkins, thank you. Mr. Page, 1 minute, sir. What do you feel is the role of coroner, and how does the office operate?
The role of coroner is to take care, as Mr. Jenkins said, the deceased, family. It just don't end that. Walton County Coroner's Office is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. I've been doing this, my phone never quits ringing. If I go on vacation, it still rings. We still have the people of Walton County. We will always be there. We always have been there for you. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. And Mr. Bailey, 1 minute.
Well, the role of coroner is to investigate any suspicious death, violent death, unusual death, unattended death, and then to determine the cause and manner of death. And that's done either through some type of post-mortem examination. And then to complete the death certificate. And of course, you work closely with the families in their time of need. The families want to know why their loved one died. And that is the role of the coroner, is to determine that and to assist them with their needs and to get the answers that they need. And then, of course, to assist in the prosecution of criminals, if it is a criminal case, and just to determine the cause and manner of death and assist in that way. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Please remain standing. I'm going to start you off on the next question. What is the biggest challenge facing our county coroner, and how would you address this particular issue if elected?
The biggest challenge, I think, is that currently the coroner cannot, of course, perform autopsies or post-mortem examinations. They send those cases to the GBI crime lab in Decatur. Of course, the GBI medical examiner's office handles cases from all over the state, and they are certainly overworked. What I would do is, I've already arranged with Dr. Gerald Gallett, who's the chief medical examiner of DeKalb County, a board-certified forensic pathologist, to offer to do those cases for Walton County at a minimal charge. And of course, that would ensure quicker results, quicker turnaround on reports, quicker answers as to the cause and manner of death. And I would also send, in cases that are pending toxicology, where we need to know whether or not drugs or alcohol contributed to death, to a private laboratory, so we'd have those results in 1 to 2 weeks rather than 10 to 12 weeks like it currently is. Thank you.
Sir, thank you for your response. Mr. Jenkins, what is the biggest challenge facing our county coroner, and how would you address this particular issue if elected?
Well, folks, I'll tell you just like it is. We're working in hard economic times. We see that we're having to do more for less. I feel that the State Department is overloaded. They are overworked, but they do a good job for us. I feel that we should still utilize all state and local resources that we have. Though time is a factor of an essence, but that is what we have to do. We have to keep this, we have to serve the public and keep it within budget, but I feel that that's my feelings on that part.
Sir, thank you. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Page, 1 minute, sir.
Walton County's biggest challenge right now is money. I don't care what department you're in, it's money. I really wish Walton County could afford private autopsies. Right now, the state of Georgia is not charged with autopsy. Our blood work, toxicology, none of that. We have to pay. The state provides this service. These services are expensive. I have checked into trying to get private lab. They're expensive. I have checked into doing the doctor. They're expensive. They do not do them for nothing. Our biggest challenge, once again, is money. Coroner's office has one of the lowest budgets in Walton County. We intend to keep it as low as possible. We have taken 8% cut, 5% cuts, we will take that as long as we're comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to now move to your 1 minute closing remarks. And we're going to start with Mr. Jenkins. 1 minute, sir.
I feel that the experience that I have serving the families of this county would therefore make me the best candidate for coroner. I feel that I'm able to touch lives that are in grief, able to help people through that are distraught. I just ask today that you consider Richard Jenkins as your next coroner of Walton County.
Sir, thank you. Mr. Bailey, 1 minute for closing remarks, sir.
Thank you. I think that my experience and qualifications speak for themselves. I would like to bring my experience, knowledge, professionalism, and compassion to serve the citizens of Walton County. And with the address about the private autopsies and the private labs, I feel so strongly about the pending toxicology cases that I'd be willing to pay for that at my own expense, out of my own fee, just to get the answers much quicker, because when families have to wait 10, 12 weeks in order to get the answers that they need, that just puts an undue burden on them. And I feel very strongly about that. And I would like your support and your vote on July the 31st. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Mr. Joseph Page, 1 minute closing remarks.
Once again, I'm Joe Page. If I am re-elected, I just want to say thank y'all. I am willing to serve 4 more years as your coroner of Walton County. And just thank you. I've been here for 20 years and I'd like to stay 4 more. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your candidates for County Coroner.